The Manus incident in a showdown with the United States, the CCP does not hesitate to crush a rare tech seedling. This is Jersey's news commentary channel. In April 2026, China's National Development and Reform Commission forcefully halted a highly symbolic technology deal, the acquisition of Manus by Meta, valued at $2.5 billion. Manus was founded by Chinese entrepreneur Xiao Hong and is headquartered in Singapore. Its products are at the forefront of the AI agent industry. Meta's intention in acquiring Manus was to integrate general-purpose agent technology into its AI ecosystem. In March 2026, two Manus executives, Xiao Hong and Yichao, were summoned back to Beijing and restricted from leaving the country. Just like that, a rare technological seedling that had grown out of China's soil was personally cut off by the Chinese Communist Party. Why would the CCP do this? In one sentence, to confront the United States head-on. If we place the Manus incident in a broader context, it becomes clear that this is not an isolated event. In recent years, a full set of policies has taken shape: restrictions on cross-border data flows, algorithm filing requirements, scrutiny of technological cooperation, and security reviews of foreign acquisitions. All of these are framed under the banner of national security. Once an issue enters the security framework, the logic changes completely. Under this logic, any project involving cross-border capital, data movement, or technological control can be abruptly halted. Some argue that China's suspension of such deals is a symmetrical response to U.S. technological containment. I would argue that this is a misjudgment. U.S. restrictions are concentrated at the high end, such as the GPU ecosystem of NVIDIA and the lithography systems of ASML. Their essence is to protect technological high ground, to block the top tier. China's restrictions, by contrast, occur across data, platforms, financing, and technological flows. Their essence is to control uncertainty and ultimately to control the entire process. These are not symmetrical actions, they are structurally different. The U.S. blocks at the ceiling, while China removes from the foundation. The consequences of such confrontation are severe. I will outline 6 consequences, non-abstract, all structurally verifiable. First, technological oxygen deprivation. The innovation cycle is broken. Technology is not isolated, it is a global circulation system. Algorithms, data, chips, applications. Once confrontation intensifies, data cannot flow, collaboration halts, talent cannot circulate. The result is not slower growth, but systemic suffocation. Second, capital retreat and the rupture of the innovation chain. Modern innovation depends on 3 pillars: venture capital, exit through MUA, and global capital pricing. When policies become unpredictable, projects halted at will, deals vetoed at any moment, capital has only one option: to withdraw. The result: startups go unfunded, growth stage firms lack buyers, mature firms cannot exit. The innovation ecosystem enters a state of financial hemorrhage. It must be remembered, China's internet giants Alibaba, Baidu, Tencent, Pinduoduo, none of them rose without foreign capital. Without it, there would be no Chinese internet as we know it. Third, de-risking behavior by firms. Innovation regresses from exploration to repetition. Entrepreneurs will quickly shift from breakthrough innovation to safe projects, focusing only on low-risk replication. The outcome: no disruptive innovation, only incremental imitation. China remains permanently behind, following rather than leading. Fourth, collapse of international trust, from global market to global risk zone. The foundation of international cooperation is stable rules, predictable policies, and secure property rights. When the Manus deal is halted, it becomes more than a transaction, it becomes a signal of national policy direction. Global perception shifts. China is no longer a profitable market, but a high-risk trap. The result: exclusion from tech alliances, accelerated supply chain relocation, and declining cooperation. In recent years, foreign capital withdrawal, supply chain shifts, and declining investment have all been attributed by official narratives to Western hostility. But that is not the truth. The retreat of the U.S., Japan, and Europe is driven by China's own actions: rule-breaking, lack of credibility, and confrontational behavior. Fifth, talent outflow and the hollowing out of innovation capacity. The most fatal damage is not capital, it is talent. True innovators go where there is freedom, safety, and predictability. In a high regulation, high uncertainty, high political risk environment, talent votes with its feet. Over time, the issue is not technological lag, but the complete hollowing out of innovation capacity. Sixth, a contractionary spiral. Tightening leads to stagnation, forming a self-reinforcing loop. Policy tightening, innovation shrinkage, economic decline, further tightening. Eventually, this becomes a vicious cycle of self-reinforcing decay. The CCP's dominant narrative is that the West is containing China. Yet few ask, why target China, but not Japan, South Korea, or Singapore? The answer is simple. It is not because those countries are weak in many technologies they surpass the US, but because they operate within a trust-based system grounded in rule adherence. They respect intellectual property, maintain transparent systems, and provide stable, relatively fair legal environments. China, by contrast, has long faced accusations of technology appropriation, policy unpredictability, blurred state market boundaries, and a political first orientation. National security is frequently invoked as justification for confrontation. Western restrictions, therefore, are largely defensive risk management. China's current predicament is the result of two overlapping forces: US, small yard, high fence containment, and China's own security-first self-containment. But the outcomes are asymmetrical. The US remains integrated in the global system, while China is increasingly isolating itself. The greatest danger is not external restriction, but internal retreat. Returning to the halted Manus deal, what is truly tragic is that a seedling with the potential to grow into a strong tree was prematurely cut down. Without integration into Meta's ecosystem, Manus will struggle to thrive if it remains in China. Worse still, the negative demonstration effect will be profound. Who will dare to innovate? Who will be willing to try? Even if one dares, where is the soil in which innovation can take root and flourish? The Manus incident becomes a thorn embedded in the minds of countless entrepreneurs, an enduring, piercing pain. Thus, confronting the United States may appear to be a response to external pressure, but in reality it creates stronger internal constraints. What it triggers is not merely slower growth, but a systemic chain reaction: broken innovation cycles, capital flight, talent loss, and trust collapse. The most dangerous aspect is that once this reaction begins, it forms a self-reinforcing loop, draining vitality from the entire innovation system. In the end, it is not external forces that defeat it, but internal exhaustion. This hard confrontation may look tough, but it is not a strategy, it is a posture. It reflects the political mentality and ambition of Xi Jinping. This emotional response and performative confrontation reveal recklessness and short-sightedness. The act of cutting off technological seedlings may serve personal displays of strength, but it ultimately destroys the nation's development. Consider this: the system that constantly prunes its own seedlings, can it ever grow a forest? China has never lacked intelligent people. What it truly lacks is an original, ecosystem-based, sustainably growing technological system, and such a system depends on a healthy institutional environment. And today, what China lacks most is precisely that: a healthy system.